Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another weather report telling you all you need to know prior to doing your favourite water sports in the UK. Today's report will be looking at the weather conditions for surfing, diving, and finally coast-steering for Cornwall, Wales, and North Scotland. Firstly, then, let's have a look at Cornwall, where we can see a low pressure front building on throughout the morning, coming across the western coast of the UK. Wind will be travelling in from the north at a moderate speed of 24 miles per hour with an onshore approach. This may not be desirable for those more experienced surfers out there. However, those of you, if you are willing to test the conditions, will be pleased to hear there's about 3 to 5 foot in the morning with a period of 7 seconds between crests. The sun will be rising from 6 a.m. for those early risers. The first high tide of the day will be at 8:17 a.m. before eventually being low for the second time at about 2 in the afternoon. We recommend 11 a.m. for the perfect tide height. Looking at the afternoon, conditions remain fairly stable throughout the rest of the day, with the wind speed increasing slightly, especially in the southern areas of Cornwall, in particular Falmouth. Rain has been forecast, however, so conditions may be affected, leading to unfavourable weather. Waves remain about 3 to 4 feet, with the final high tide occurring close to sundown. Temperature will be around 8 degrees, so make sure you wear your thick wetsuits if not a fan of cold water. Beaches around Newquay look the best for Cornwall. With regards to surfing, however, conditions are not prime, as stated earlier, for the more experienced rider, with chances of many good waves minimal. Moving on to Pembrokeshire, it would seem that the wind speed will be relatively strong all day, 25 miles per hour, while still moving in from the northerly direction like in Cornwall, but this time it will have a cross-shore wind over most of the coastline. While still not favourable, it will be surfable. Conditions will suit beginners due to a swell of 2 to 4 feet in the morning with a period of 7 seconds between waves. Light showers will occur in the morning with plenty of cloud cover throughout the day. Expect improved sunshine in the afternoon with a minimal increase in swell size at about 3 to 5 feet. Freshwater West is expected to have the best and most consistent waves throughout the day, with White Sands and Tenby South also believed to have swell sizes out there that are suitable for you beginners. Reports suggest knee-high swells, but messy breaks. Swell direction will remain in the northwesterly north direction and keep those waves breaking towards the beach. Ideal surf time is said to be around 12 a.m, with high tide at 9:30 and low tide occurring at 3:30 in the afternoon. Those of you, however, up in Scotland will be disappointed to hear the conditions are not as good as compared to that of the other two areas. Extremely strong winds are predicted, expected to reach up to 35 miles per hour due to a northerly wind dragging down across Scotland throughout the day. An onshore wind will occur yet again, with ideal surf time expected to be around 9 a.m. and secondly at 2 p.m. when the tide is in its middle position. Expect temperatures of 5 degrees and in some cases the possibility of sleet. Average swell size seems to be about 6 to 10 feet throughout the day, with beginners advised to steer well clear of participating in the sport. In conclusion, we believe that Cornwall is probably the best suited for the surfers out there today, with Pembrokeshire also having favourable but not perfect conditions. Moving on to coast steering then, we'll be looking today at some of the more favourable places to coast steer in Cornwall, Pembrokeshire and Scotland, for those of you looking to do some scrambling, swimming and extreme jumps. Firstly, in Cornwall, we'll have a look at Crantock Beach in Newquay. High tide will be at 8:30 a.m, with low tide occurring around mid-afternoon. We suggest making the session preferably a morning session. This is to ensure that the higher jumps will be ones that you'll be able to land safely when jumping into the water. When done at low tide, it may not be possible to do this. We'll have a swell size today of about 6 feet with a period of 7 seconds. This may be slightly difficult for your less confident swimmers, and advise those doing the activity to be careful and use a legitimate coast steer company. Wind speed remains a moderate 25 miles per hour throughout the day, with an average air temperature of about 8 degrees. Wind chill will be cold, and we advise all participants to wear thicker wetsuits when participating in the activity. General conditions suggest that there will be clear blue skies with minimal cloud in the morning. Other conditions suggest that in the afternoon it will deteriorate with rain forecast for the day and with a colder front moving in. Those of you looking to get some coast steering done in Pembrokeshire, we recommend looking for companies around the area of Aberready. We have a slightly larger swell than in Cornwall, with them reaching up to 7 feet in size. Wind speed remains moderate and will be in a cross-shore direction. Yet again, we would suggest participating in coast steering in the morning in Pembrokeshire due to the time of high tide. This will occur slightly later than in Cornwall and will be about 9:30 a.m. This will give you a chance to sleep in if it's needed. Chilly temperatures of 6 degrees mean it may be a little cold, however, and we do recommend wearing the use of a dry suit here. Over up in Scotland then finally, however, it would seem the east coast around Arbroath looks the most favourable. We have a swell size of about 5 to 7 feet again, meaning conditions may get rough due to an increasing wind speed throughout the day. Coasting at Arbroath will have to take in the afternoon, however, due to low tide being at 11 in the morning and high tide happening around 5 p.m. We recommend starting the tour about 1 p.m. to ensure enough depth for some of the higher jumps. Temperatures will be a modest 8 degrees with a small chance of rain in the afternoon. We would deter people from choosing this location of the three, however, due to the increased rougher conditions that will be seen moving in throughout the day. Cloud cover will make the air colder and the wind chill will be biting. Finally then, moving on to diving. Firstly, we will begin in Cornwall. Temperatures are said to be between 9 and 10 degrees, with the swell, as mentioned earlier, will still be around 6 foot for the whole of the day, meaning the water does stand a chance of being extremely turbulent. In particular, the waters around Newquay and Falmouth, this may be the case. We will see a light increase in temperatures throughout the day before it gets colder as the evening approaches. Shore dives will be difficult to partake in the morning due to high tide being at 8 a.m. Those of you doing it in the morning would find it a struggle to fight against the tide upon resurfacing in the morning due to the tide dragging you out towards the ocean. We suggest shore diving in the afternoon after low tide at about 2 o'clock. Night dives in the area are doable as the water is slightly warmer as we've entered the end of April, but still recommend wearing a dry suit over choosing a thicker wetsuit. High tide in the evening will yet again be about 8:35, so those of you looking to do some evening trips, we recommend setting off around 6 p.m. Visibility is steadily improving with up to 10 metres when conditions are pristine. Over in Pembrokeshire, we seem to have some sunny spells as well as some wintry conditions as the day progresses. Temperature will reach about 8 degrees in the air, with the water getting about to be 9 degrees. Visibility is said to be between 5 and 10 metres, but due to increased swell, turbulence may occur. We recommend boat trips mostly from Pembrokeshire throughout the day and on into the evening. Swell size will be about 5 to 7 feet, with an onshore wind occurring throughout the day. Finally then, looking at Scotland, due to increased swell size and extreme wind speeds, as well as the cold waters, we advise divers not to participate in ocean diving during this day. Those of you looking, however, to blow some bubbles in Scotland, we recommend the use of some locks. Over in the east and north of Scotland, small amounts of rain are forecast with minimal turbulence expected in the water. Average visibility should be between 3 and 5 metres in the best case scenario.